Welcome everybody to the Jack of all trivia Inner Geekdom division. I'm your host today, Caleb Mashed Potatoes Hansen, and we got a hot one for you tonight. But before we introduce our players, I'm going to throw it over to my co-host for this evening, Jim El Lobo Green. What's up, man?
Hey, it feels good. Get back in this hosting game here. I think this is a good matchup between a top 15 ranked person and a debuting player.
Absolutely. This is going to be a lot of fun. We got, so we'll just say who it is. We got Cain the Hurricane versus TM Smith. This is going to be a big one. It's the battle of the question masters, the battle of the co-hosts, the battle of the freaking creators, if you want it. Like, one of them created round 3. This is going to be epic. I'm predicting a lot of sparks flying. It should be good. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna throw it over to Jim real quick, do some quick interviews, hear what our players are feeling about.
So let's start with stock footage. Cain here. Stock footage as a top 15 ranked contender, and having 2 losses already. How do you feel coming into this match?
I'm not gonna lie. If I never go into a match thinking I'm gonna win, because that's when I usually gonna lose. So all I know is I got my wand here to help me. I got a lightsaber to help me. I got my Batman hat, my Captain America shirt. I'm hoping all these things can just channel my inner geekdomness. But outside of that, I know Tim's a good competitor because he writes the questions. So we'll just see. I think it's gonna come down to round 2.
So seeing you have all your tokens there, are you relying more on real world wizards or space wizards in this match?
I'm gonna go with real world.
Okay, that seems totally fair. And jumping over to his opponent here, Tim Smith, who wanted to announce himself as the best in the world in this match. A little bit of Chicago influence there, I think. Tim, how are you feeling coming into this match? Your debut in Inner Geekdom.
I feel good, and this is one of the leagues I've always wanted to get my foot into because I felt so strongly with it. Kind of like whenever we had Caleb absent for there, I felt so strongly. I stepped in to get the ball rolling for season 2, to get it going, and me and Cain, we're usually a lot behind the scenes and we do a lot, but I want to step in to my own realm here, hopefully have a good performance, because I know movies and wrestling hasn't turned out like I wanted. But so we're gonna see how Inner Geekdom goes. I really got nothing to say like against Cain or anything, because me and him both work behind the scenes. We both have our knowledge, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. So that's all from me, man.
Yeah, of course you stepped up when Mashed Potatoes took his break. I see your tokens here are Megazords from Power Rangers. Is that going to play into your strategy of possibly using those to step on his Space Wizard technology there?
No, probably not. I just am still switching around the office a little bit. I don't want to pull getting my morpher and everything like you did, getting ready for the Power Rangers match 3 months away from it. But
I was a little late to that party, but good luck to both of you guys. And so let's throw it back over to Caleb Mashed Potatoes. Caleb.
All right, awesome. Thanks, man. So there you have it from TM Smith. A little bit of cockiness and a surprisingly kind to his opponent, which is a nice change of pace, because it seems like he's always talking crap when they co-host together. Yeah, exactly. And Cain's just here. He's about as confident as he ever is, about as charismatic as he ever is. But I imagine things will heat up a lot more with him once the match gets started. And with that, let's get this underway. I'm going to introduce our competitors. Introducing first, he's the number 15 ranked competitor with a record of 1-2. He is stock footage, the Hurricane, Cain McMillian.
You know, see what you guys started, Jim. You and Robert, like, you started this whole stock footage thing, and it's just gone. But hey, it's a thing.
It's a thing. And his opponent, making his Inner Geekdom debut. He is the former commissioner of the Inner Geekdom League. He is the world's best TM Smith. Woo! All right. Nice and quiet there. All right, guys. So now that that's out of the way, let's get this thing going. Round 1 is going to work like this. You will each get 8 questions from randomly selected categories in the Inner Geekdom. You will get 15 seconds to answer the questions. Please write down your answer on your whiteboard or piece of paper. And when the 15 seconds is up, when you're called on, please show your answer and also verbalize your answer. Each correct answer is worth 1 point, and there's no penalty for stealing. Keep in mind, you guys each get 3 repeats and 1 challenge. Everybody got that? Tim?
Yep, I'm all good.
Cain?
Yep.
All right, then let's get it on. Your first question comes from the category of the MCU. In Thor Ragnarok, how is Hela related to Odin? I can't say this character's name, Jim, without thinking of that stupid Gwen Stefani song.
I personally can't talk about this movie without thinking of its excellent director.
Oh, there you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, let's go to Cain first.
It would be his daughter.
That's correct. And Tim.
Daughter.
That is correct.
Before moving on, clarification, Hella Good is a No Doubt song, not a Gwen Stefani song. Thank you.
Same difference.
We know you're out there, Brooklyn.
All right, next question. Question number 2, the category of Star Trek. What actor played Admiral Richard Barrett in 2009's Star Trek? Guys, a lot of people, especially people that aren't great at Star Trek, are very surprised to see this fellow in Star Trek movies.
Yeah, not the place that you would expect to see him.
Certainly not. 5, not the costume either. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, let's go to Tim.
Don't have it.
Ooh, couldn't pull it. And let's go over now to Cain.
Was that Tyler Perry?
That was Tyler Perry.
Son of a bitch.
Stock footage pulls into the lead.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Question number 3 from the dreaded category of video game movies. What is the name of the little girl who is played by Jodelle Ferdland, who was burned alive in the botched ritual that started the coal seam fire beneath Silent Hill in the movie of the same name?
A little bit of a wordy question there.
I definitely should have cut some words out of that. It went kind of long.
The character's name?
Yes, the character's name.
Personally, I've not seen this one, Caleb.
3, 2, 1. This is one of my examples of when everybody says there's no such thing as a good video game movie. All right, let's go to Cain.
I don't know. Carrie?
Incorrect. And Tim.
I just guessed Sarah. I have no clue.
Ooh, also incorrect. The correct answer is Alessa Gillespie. Yep, Alessa.
Okay.
Yep. All right. It's
Both with a miss. No perfect round ones here.
Not at all. Also, by the way, it's the exact same name from the video game. So go back and play Silent Hill. It's a great game. Question number 4 comes from the category of the Wizarding World.
Oh, fuck you. Free point here, Cain.
All right, here you go. Another free point for Cain. What type of creature, or no? What type of small platypus-like creature escapes from Newt's magical suitcase and slips into a nearby bank to steal shiny objects in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them? God, I gotta stop writing such wordy questions.
I did personally love this little guy in the movie.
He's extremely cute, which is surprising from something that looks like the ugliest creature that's ever been invented by God or whatever you believe in. 5, 4, 3. I'm not going to finish counting because both their boards are up. Let's go to Tim.
Fuck if I know. Salamander or Caleb Coho?
Close.
Both incorrect. Very close. And
I asked for a multiple choice.
Oh. Boat, come on, guys. It's the Niffler. The Niffler.
Niffler is correct. That's the one. All right, so that's 4 questions. I'm gonna throw it over to Jim El Lobo. What does our score look like?
Through 4 questions, no perfect round ones here. The with stock footage having 2 points, he has a slight lead over the best in the world, quote unquote. Tim with 1 point. 1 point.
Ooh, all right, so still anybody's game here, going into the second half of round number 1, and Jim is actually going to administer these questions. Take it
help
away,
us
Jim.
all, Lord.
In the category of Middle Earth, what Irish comedian voiced Thorin Oakenshield's cousin, Dane Ironfoot, in The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies?
Well, big fan of this comedian. I actually didn't know he was a comedian until like 2009 or something, like something crazy late. But he's hilarious.
Personally, I've always been more of a Lee Evans fan for comedy across the pond.
1 pen stand.
Repeat.
Oh, all right. Need a repeat there from TM.
1 repeat for Tim. What Irish comedian voiced Thorin Oakenshield's cousin, Dane Ironfoot, in The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies?
But yeah, so like I knew this guy as an actor. I'd seen him in a bunch of things. Most notably, a lot of people remember him from Boondock Saints. But yeah, didn't know he was a comedian. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, let's go to Cain.
I have yet to see The Hobbit, so I just wrote, I'm sorry, Robert.
Oh, no. Incorrect. And Tim.
I can see his fucking face, but I don't know. I can't pull the name.
The correct answer was Billy Connolly.
Yep. Billy Connolly.
Robert is weeping through the computer.
Absolutely.
Robert's always weeping for these Middle Earth categories.
Your next question comes from the realm of scores and soundtracks. What composer wrote the scores for Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and Thor?
Lots of good music in those movies, man.
If I remember, if I'm thinking of the right guy, he also did my favorite score from him,
4,
How to Train Your Dragon.
3, 2,
Stock footage seeming confident here.
Pens down. All right, no repeats. Let's go to Tim.
Danny Elfman.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Mhm.
And Cain.
Was it John Powell?
It was not. The correct answer was Patrick Doyle. Patrick Doyle.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. Scores and soundtracks, he usually love writing those.
Yeah, one of his favorite to write, one of his very much so claimed strengths, and he missed it.
You guys almost had me saying Michael Giacchino when you said apes, but I forgot he didn't do the first one. So
Yep.
Your next question comes from a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars. What is the name of the pod race announcer who was voiced by comedians Greg Proops and Scott Capurro in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? I butchered those comedians' names.
God damn.
Well, I mean, it's pretty hard to screw up Greg Proops, but the other Caparuo is it's a little harder to say. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, we're gonna go to Tim.
The most annoying character other than Jar Jar fucking Binks. I can't think of his name.
Accurate but incorrect. And Cain.
We're in the middle of a barn burner because I said Caleb Coho.
Wow, I'd at least give the pod
Yet
racer
again.
more credibility.
Wow.
The answer Caleb will give you because I cannot pronounce it.
All right, so the answer is Fodsenbeed Anandu, or just Fode and Bead. The two heads were Fode and Bead.
Of all the Star Wars question, you asked something that retarded.
And your last question
Hey, I
in
love Greg Proops.
round 1 comes from DC movies. DC movies. These are movies not inside the DCEU. In what South Asian country is Bruce Wayne imprisoned in Batman Begins?
You ever been to South Asia, Jim?
I can't say I have. Is that anywhere close to Florida? Because I've been to Florida.
Probably. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. All right, Cain.
Was it India?
It was not.
Incorrect. And Tim.
Was it Tibet?
It was not. It was Bhutan. Bhutan.
Bhutan. Yes, indeed. Same mountain range, though, I believe, as Tibet.
Yeah, because they filmed the Ra's al Ghul, all that shit there.
Yep. All right, guys. So that's the end of round 1. Pretty frustrating second half of round 1, it seems like. Jim, what does our score look like?
Well, after a not so perfect second half to round 1, we have the number 15 ranked competitor, Stock Footage McMillian, keeping a stronghold of that 1-point lead over the best in the world here, with a 2-1 score.
All right, 2-1. So still a close game. Definitely not what I was expecting out of 2 question writers. But we'll see what happens in round 2. There's a lot of game left to play. They can still put a lot of points on the board. So round 2 is going to work like this. Each competitor will get a spin on the wheel. Each wedge of the wheel corresponds to a category in the inner geekdom. And there's also players and spinners' choice. Or I mean, not players and opponents' choice. If you don't like the category that it lands on the first time, you can spin again unless you land on an opponent's choice, which case you have to take what they give you. And on that second spin, you have to take the category that you get. Each question, or you will then get 4 questions in the category that you land on. Each question will be worth 2 points, but you can check the multiple choice for bringing it down to 1 point. And there is stealing in this round, so keep your eyes peeled for those steals.
And before we get into round 2, I would just like to shout out the people that are in the chat right now that I see is John Salvia and Haven the Icon, with the arrival of the Hobbit himself, Robert Parker.
Oh no!
Ooh, also Robert Parker. He's so disappointed in you, Cain.
Yeah,
He got here right after the question in which he would be disappointed.
right after something good. Awesome.
Nice. All right. So Tim, or nope, not Tim. Cain, since you're in the lead, you get to choose whether to spin first or second.
I'm gonna go first.
He's gonna go first. So for this, I am gonna need Tim to pull up that wheel.
That higher
got
ranked
it.
competitor there wants to flex his muscle and keep a stranglehold on his lead.
Absolutely.
Smart strategy here. Patriot like.
And before we spin, what's a wheel without a shameless plug? Even if I'm playing. Our shameless plug brought to you by Google Project Fee. Seamlessly connect up to 3 networks and 1 million Wi-Fi hotspots. Whatever the fuck that is. So let's get to Kane's spin.
All right, Cain spin. Here we go.
Of course, MCU.
Yep, I'm keeping it. No questions even asked.
Ooh, he's keeping it. He's happy about it. All right, guys. I'll be giving the questions to Cain, so there's no bias here in terms of factions.
Big spin here for the number 15 ranked competitor.
Yes,
Jeez,
indeed.
can you blow him any more, Jim?
Jim will be giving the questions to Tim. All right. So, Cain, your first question in the category of the MCU. What actor from TV's Fargo played Dr. Nicodemus West, a neurosurgeon who works at Metro General Hospital and rival of Stephen Strange in 2016's Doctor Strange?
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Michael Stuhlbarg, B, Patrick Wilson, C, Scoot McNairy, or D, Martin Freeman?
Is it A?
That's correct for 1 point.
Good, big question, big pool there from multiple choice because you got to feel like Tim, who's strong in TV, would have known that one.
Yes, indeed. You never know. All right. Your next question here in the MCU. Who is Thor speaking to while chained in the cage at the beginning of Thor Ragnarok?
Surtur?
Ooh, chance for a steal here.
Yeah,
Multiple choice, though.
because we know it on multiple choice. Scorn?
No,
Oof,
incorrect. The correct answer was a skeleton. He was talking to a
can you say the
skeleton.
Oh,
question
son
again?
of a bitch in a cage.
Who is Thor speaking to while chained in the cage at the beginning of Thor Ragnarok?
He's talking that
I was thinking of like when he was actually like falling
Yes.
from the chain.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I felt you there. I was thinking it was the Hell Beast he was talking to.
The Hellbeast's name,
Well,
Surtur, though.
Surtur was that person. Yep. All right. 2 more questions here for stock footage. Your next question is what MCU film was the last film that special effects legend Stan Winston completed before his death?
Did Jeremy Adams write this question?
Stock footage seeming to be not happy with this question.
Interesting. The person I tested this on also guessed that, and it's incorrect. Chance to steal here for TM. Got a 1 in 18 chance.
Yeah. How many repeats do I have left again?
2.
2. Fuck. I'm gonna say, God damn it, Iron Man 3.
Ooh,
so close.
So close.
If you say
so
Iron
close.
Man 2, I'm gonna hang myself.
No, the correct answer was actually Iron Man.
Just plain old Iron Man.
Yep.
The actual good one. The actual good one.
There you go.
All of them were good.
All right, and your last question here. I'll go with this one. Cain, your last question is, what Star Wars actor played the role of Zuri in Black Panther?
Zuri?
Zuri. Or
Z-U-R-I, right?
Z-U-R-I, yes.
Oh, that's Forrest Whitaker.
That's correct for big 2 points there.
Needed 2 points there.
I just had to make sure because like his sister's name and his name are just so close.
Yeah, it's similar. I got you. All right. so able to get a few points there, but definitely not as strong as we would have expected out of Cain for the MCU. Jim, what does our score look like before we go over to Tim?
Tim not being able to capitalize on any of those steal opportunities stays at 1, with Cain getting a nice 2-pointer there at the end to save his round 2, is sitting at 5.
Yep. All right. That's what I've got also. So Tim has a big chance here to come back with his spin. Let's see what he pulls.
Let's see if he can spin one of his strengths.
$5 says it lands on opponent's choice or Harry Potter.
One's on Harry Potter.
Let's see.
So
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh,
What is
Marvel.
it? Marvel
Marvel.
movie. You want to stick with that, or you want to spin again?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna push my luck.
Ooh, I love it.
Deciding to spin away from Marvel outside of MCU. Let's see if it'll work out for him.
Fuck!
Yes. Scores and sound.
Opponent's choice. Oh man, it does not work out. Oh,
I knew that was gonna happen. I fucking knew it.
I'm here.
Scores and soundtracks.
Well, this is over.
Tim, feeling a little discouraged, but let's get into his round 2 questions. Your first question from the category of scores and soundtracks: who composed the score for the Lego Batman movie?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Is it A, Danny Elfman, B, Michael Giacchino, C, Mark Mothersbaugh, or D, Lorne Balfe?
A.
Danny Elfman is incorrect.
Is it D?
It is D, Lorne Balfe.
1 point steal here for Cain.
It's over. It's over.
Big steal for Cain.
Not over yet. I'll give up now. Got 3 more questions to make up some points. Still
your second question. Nickelback's Chad Kroeger and what other musician performed the Spider-Man hit Hero?
Oh god, I see their leads.
5, 4.
Multiple choice. I want to know when I hear it.
Is it A, Eddie Vedder, B, Josie Scott, C,
Josie Scott.
B, Josie Scott is correct.
Yeah.
That's 1 point.
Damn it.
Your next question. What Chuck Mangione, okay, I can't read. What Chuck Mangione song does Stephen Strange correctly guess during surgery in Doctor Strange?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Feels So Good, B, Give It All You Got, C, Bella Via, or D, Doing Everything With You?
Give me those options again, Jim.
Is it A, Feels So Good, B, Give It All You Got, C, Bella Via, or D, Doing Everything With You?
I want to go A.
Is A your final answer?
Yeah.
A is correct. Feels So Good.
Nice.
Feels So Good for Tim to get a point there. Big point.
Navigating these dangerous waters pretty well so far with another question left.
Your final question from Scores and Soundtracks. Who composed the score to Star Trek First Contact?
Oh, son of a bitch. Multiple choice.
Is it A, Alan Silvestri, B, James Howard, C, James Horner, or D, Jerry Goldsmith?
I don't think it was Goldsmith. What was it, D, Goldsmith?
Jerry Goldsmith is correct.
Okay.
Tim
McMillian is-
navigating that category.
I remember there was one or two that he didn't do, and I couldn't remember if that was one of them.
Actually, I think he's only done 2, and it was the first. No, yeah, the first one, and then this one. First
Okay.
one. I could be wrong. Scores and soundtracks is not my bag. All right. So after that round 2, Tim was able to make up some ground here, navigating those difficult waters, like Jim was saying. So what does our score look like, Jim?
After a up and down round 2, stock footage Cain, the number 15 ranked competitor here, extended his lead by a large 1 point. The score sits at 6-4.
6-4. All right. So it's still anybody's game going into round 3. It all comes down to this. Our quote round. Let's see how it goes. So round 3 will work like this. The competitors will get a quote from a movie in the Inner Geekdom. They will then have to name the actor, the character, and the movie that quote is from. The actor and character are worth 1 point, and the movie worth 3 points. If you have trouble getting the answer, you can opt to take one of the clues or one of the answers as a clue, but then you sacrifice the points for that clue. Then they will, if it comes down to it, if they need it, they will then get a second quote, which will double their score if they get it, but they will not be able to ask for any clues, and they will have to get all 3 answers correct to double their score. Make sense? Did I leave anything out, Cain? All right, sweet. So since Cain is still in the lead, he will get to choose from set 1 or set 2.
I'll do 1.
He's going with 1. So that means Tim will be getting the quotes from set number 2, and Jim will administer those questions.
Tim, are you ready for your first quote?
As good as ever I'm going to be. Go ahead.
Your first quote is, "Master looks after us now. We don't need you anymore. Leave now and never come back."
Okay, I have 2 repeats left, right?
Yep.
You do.
Wait, I thought he had 2. No, he's never used them. Never mind.
No, I used 1 repeat, but
Yeah.
Yes, you have 2 repeats.
Give me my second repeat. Give me my second repeat.
Master looks after us now. We don't need you anymore. Leave now and never come back.
Andy Serkis, Smeagol / Gollum, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Oh, so close.
So close.
Oh.
So close.
Was it 2 Towers?
It was the 2 Towers.
God damn it.
But with that, he did tie it up, so it will send it back to Cain for his first quote.
Oh, yes, it is the movie. Fuck.
Yep. All he has to hit is the movie to take it back. All right. So, Cain, your quote is...
And before going into Cain's quote, if he hits all 5 points or just the movie, he wins the match.
Yep.
All Tim could do on his next one is double his 2 points that he got. So if Cain hits the movie here, then the match is...
All right, here we go. Cain, your quote is, "Huh? What's that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry, the voices."
It's Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad.
And your winner.
And your winner, Cain the Hurricane McMillian. That was correct. Not gonna lie, I was dreading giving you that because of the GIF you posted in the chat not like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Um,
It was more than 15 minutes ago, but it was about like right before we started.
Yep, true. All right, so that's the end of the game. Our score, I believe, is 11-6. What a match. Back and forth. But Cain managed to come out with the win. Jim, I'm going to throw it over to you so we can get your the closing thoughts from our competitors.
We'll start with the winner here, stock footage Cain, who, by any estimation, will no longer be the 15th ranked competitor. Cain, how are you feeling after this win? Do you contribute any of it to that real world wizardry that you decided to place your faith in?
Yeah, I did like a little spell to make sure round 2 just went my way, but it actually didn't. In the past, this is like the third time I've gotten MCU for round 2, and both times I got all of them right. This time I only got 2 of them right, which kind of sucked. I clearly would have figured out the Surtur question. I just jumped way too much on it. And then there's a visual effects question. And that's a hard question in general. And then when he got opponent's choice, I'm like, I'm going to give him scores and soundtracks, hopefully get a couple steals. But he actually got 3 points in that whole round. So I got to give him props for that. Was it he actually knowing it or just guesses? I think he actually knew a couple of them. So, but outside of that, it feels good to hit 500 because I'm 2-2 now. But at the same time, for some reason, like this win doesn't feel like super good just because of the fact like I know I could have done better, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yes, of course. Do you have any plans for your future in this league? You know, anyone you want to call out, anything like that?
Not necessarily. I know in my last match I called out Haven, but he doesn't want to do IG anymore, so or he wants to take a break at least. So I understand that.
Completely.
But
fair.
I'll just see where the rankings fall and see where I am amongst everyone. So
Right, and that should no longer be 15, as previously stated.
hopefully it might be 14 now.
14. One could only hope. Now let's jump over to Tim. Tim, how are you feeling after this really close loss?
Oh, round 1 was horrible. Round 2, I should have just stuck with Marvel instead of trying to get Star Trek. And I always fuck up that quote from I always think it's Return of the King, and I should have known it's 2 towers, or else I could have got the second quote and actually maybe tried. But it is what it is. Better luck next time.
Yeah, it's a tough go. Everyone gets those confused sometimes. You know, Peter Jackson and 2 Towers, Return of the King. Trying to remember where in the 13-hour Odyssey it was said. You know, we all get confused at times. How did you feel after that round 2, though? You know, spinning opponent's choice and then getting the dreaded except for Jake Marangoni category scores and soundtracks. How did you feel after getting scores and soundtracks?
It was. I really thought he was gonna he should have really hit the nail in the coffin with Harry Potter. I'm really surprised he didn't. He gave me scores and soundtracks, and I figured that would be just as bad as well, but I was able to get some points out of that.
Yeah, multiple choice, navigating your way through. It was actually a really good showing from you in round 2 there.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the first one, which is actually just a shit show for both of us, but yeah, just better luck next time, I guess. So that's all I can really focus on and go from there, because now I joined the depths of Hunter and JD, which, oh Lord.
Well, we can only hope that you'll have better fortune in future IG matches.
Yep, hopefully. But it was a great experience. It's fun to get in here in front of the camera for it, and me and Cain just did it. It was definitely difficult on Caleb for having to do all the questions himself for this and set everything up. And thank you for helping him co-host.
Of course.
Thank God we're not monetized, or else we'd probably get kicked off the air. But thank you. So, yep. So everybody hopefully enjoyed this match.
Kind words from Tim Smith. Now let's throw it back over to Caleb.
All right, guys. We heard the words. Slightly deflated TM Smith. Unfortunately, despite what I'd say is an impressive round 2, and he was almost right there with in round 3. He had the actor and the character, just couldn't pull the movie. Unfortunately, I think he's being perhaps a little too hard on himself. It wasn't his best performance, but luck was very much so against him, and he managed to pull a little bit of a comeback there. So I'm impressed, and hopefully we'll see him back. And then Cain, like he said, he hasn't had a loss since we've changed round 3. And so that's impressive, and I think people should definitely be looking out for him, especially if you've been watching the comic book leagues. This round 2 was actually a big surprise in terms of Kane's Marvel knowledge. He's a beast when it comes to comic books specifically. So if I was whoever he ends up teamed up or paired up with, I'd be pretty worried. What about you, Jim? What did you think of the match before we get out of here?
I thought it was a good match. They struggled a little bit in round 1, and then Cain getting that great spin for himself, and then getting one of his strengths. But as the saying goes, every time a category gets used again, the questions get harder and harder. And I think that was Cain suffered from that a little bit, and Tim getting scores in soundtracks, the same thing. Nobody really gets scores in soundtracks, so maybe the questions were a little easier to navigate his way through, and then going into round 3, Tim got confused with Two Towers and Return of the King. I do it all the time, so just bad luck on his part, and that flip of the coin just didn't go his way today.
Absolutely. And real quick, shout out to Robert Parker for correcting me. Goldsmith actually did 5 of the Star Trek movies. It was James Horner who I was thinking of, who only did the 2.
Yeah, so, I knew he did more than just 2.
Thanks for keeping me honest there, Robert. But with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up. So let's go to our competitors first. Let's go to our triumphant winner, Cain. Stock footage. Tell people where to find you. I know you want them to.
You can find me at Cain97, but 97 is Roman numerals. And if you really want to get a little curious, a buddy and we made a short film like a week ago. It's called Ghost in the Cell, CELL, like cell phone. So you can type that into YouTube and check it out.
Nice. Definitely go check that out, guys. That sounds like fun. All right. And our unfortunate loser today, TM Smith. Tell the people all the things.
Oh, you can find me at a bar, probably hitting a bottle, but same as I always say every time I'm on here. Jack of all trivia, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe, follow. Helps us get matches like this out to you, the viewers. Same message as always.
Absolutely. And any of those people out there on Twitter, make sure you join up on the Facebook page so that we can get you in matches, because that's how we do all of our scheduling. Now, over to my co-host, El Lobo, Jim Green. Tell the people where to find you.
You can find me in the Facebook groups there, the Jack of all trivia, and just here and there. The Foo Fighters concert, April 21st, Dallas, Texas, as well as coming soon after that, On an Island in the Sun with the Weezers and Pixies there, June 27th. So I'm looking forward to this summer. It will be a great one.
Indeed, that sounds like a fantastic way to spend, hot days or whatever. All right, and I am Caleb Mashed Potatoes Hansen. You can find me on Facebook at the Caleb H, or on Twitter, the Caleb Hansen. I promise I'll start tweeting soon. Don't shoot me, Tim. I swear it'll happen. And also, check out Schmoes Bros. Like we said, all of our Insta, Google, whatever.
Jack of all trivia.
What the fuck? Jesus.
I do want to
It's
say,
not
Caleb,
80% anymore.
give yourself a second to think about it. Something we're doing behind the scenes at the end of this year. We're taking every blooper from every recorded match we have, and we're going to make a whole video, and we're going to show it not only to us, the admins, but you guys are going to see behind the scenes shit too. So
All
look
the
out
times
for
I
that.
screwed up the intro.
Yes, look out for that at the end of the year. I do want to plug that.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, so that's it for my plugs. So with that, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, that's Cain, that's TM, that's El Lobo. Now mashed potatoes. Peace out.